Hello everyone, my name is Tomko and today I'm showing you how to make the Automatic Cobblestone Farm. What good timing that was! So here's our farm, and to use it all you have to do is flip the switch, and just like that, this thing will work all by itself, producing you absolutely loads of cobblestone. So the way it works is we have cobblestone generators at the top, it gets all pushed down, then eventually once it's reached the bottom, the TNT fires exploding it all. It's honestly pretty simple to understand and pretty simple to build as well. And if you make our way into the storage room, you can see we are getting absolutely loads of cobblestone, and that's just in one chest as well. You get around about this much of cobblestone every single hour you AFK at this thing. But let's turn that off for now. I have way too much. Anyways, with that, I think it's time for me to show you how to build it. Alright, so you want to find yourself a pretty flat area, and you're going to need a 13 blocks long by 13 blocks wide by 11 block tall area. And by the way, we're going to be going about 4 blocks into the ground as well, but that's just for the storage system, and you can do whatever you want with that. But as long as you have yourself a pretty flat and cleared out area, you should be good. Alright, so to build it, this is everything you're going to need. Bear in mind, those are 2 packed ice blocks. You'll need 2 crafters. Don't worry, I'm not going to be crafting anything with the cobblestone. That's actually to make a counter. And then obviously just bring yourself as much TNT as you can afford, and the stone bricks are just there to remind me, do not bring flammable blocks. We're using lava in this build, so if you bring wool or wood, it will probably just be burnt down. But then once you've got everything, we can start. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to come to the corners of your 13 by 13 square. You're going to place 3 blocks in, just like so. So do this to every single corner. So one here. Where's this corner? I'm going to have to line it up now, aren't I? So it should be here. Yep. And finally one over here. Just like that. You then place 9 stairs connecting each of these corners together so that they're facing inwards. So like that. Going all the way around the edge, connecting all the corners together. You then to find the center of everything, which I believe should be around about here. Is that centered? Yep, it is. And you just want to outline that with a block so you can mark where it is. You then come another block up from this block. You want to get yourself an obsidian block out. You want to jump and place it on the top of your little tower over there. You then want to come up 2 blocks in all directions. So one here, one here, one on this side, and one on this side. You want to place 5 obsidian blocks either side. So a line of 5 blocks here. A line of 5 blocks on this side. A line of 5 blocks on this side, and finally a line of 5 blocks on this side. You can then jump in and gosh, I'm terrible at parkour. You can then jump in and remove all the temporary stone blocks that you had in the middle, and you want to remove this block since that's where all of our items are going to drop down into. You then come into this hole. You want to dig down another 3 blocks, so 1, 2, and 3. You want to dig yourself 2 blocks in each direction. So 2, 2, 2, and 2. You then want to go in either direction and connect yourself to the outside of the farm. So for me, I'm going to just go this way. You want to extend this hole long enough so that when you surface, you're not in the farm. So hopefully I should be out of it now. Yeah, I am. Awesome. So this is the hole that you're going to go down to actually get to the drops of your farm. You then to extend this little pit, going all the way to where we dug out. Just like so. As now we're going to have to build our storage system so that when we actually turn on the farm, we don't get a backlog of items. Trust me, you get a lot of items fast, you don't want them all clogging up. But for now though, make yourself a little bit of a room. You then come 2 blocks below this hole, so one here and one here. You're going to place a packed ice block there. Remove these 2 stone blocks. You're going to come out another packed ice in any direction, but bear in mind, your storage system is going to be in that direction. So if I have to come out and block here, the storage system is going to be over there. If I come out a block over here, it's going to be over there. But for me, I'm going to come out a block this side, so I want my storage system to be that way. But whichever way you've chosen, you then to extend it quite a bit, so you're going to have 4 double chests here, all in a row. So at least come out another 4 blocks. But for me, I'm going to come out 5, so it's easier for you guys to see what I'm doing. Like so. You then get your double chest out. You can place 4 temporary blocks, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. and double chests going along all of them, just like so. You can then remove your temporary blocks and place 4 hoppers going into all your double chests, just like so. Then I'm going to extend this bit once more, just so I can actually access my chests from the front. Now, by the way, if you want more storage, you can always put more chests and more hoppers onto them like so, but I found that the 4 is the absolute minimum you can have. You can't have 3 in a row, has to be 4. You can technically have more than 4, but I wouldn't suggest it. Just keep it to 4, and if you want more storage, extend this downwards. Then on the very end of your hoppers, you want to crouch and place a fence gate. Flap the fence gate so that it's open, then come round to the back. Come a block below the hoppers and block above it, and go all the way along your hoppers and ice. Come round, and come again, like this, and then you want to place transparent blocks above these chests. For me, I'm going to use glass, but you can use stairs if you want to. It's a bit cheaper. You then want to come outside of your hole. You want to dig yourself a little temporary 2x2 hole. You want to make yourself an infinite water source, like that. You then want to place a water bucket here, and then whack that block right in, so that the water goes extended all the way along your hoppers. I'm actually going to place a torch down here as well. It's a little bit dark for my liking. There we go. Now it's nice and cozy. But that's pretty much the storage system done. Now we can work on the actual farm. But actually no, before we do that, you can come to the center again, and on this block you can place another fence gate. Once again, flap it open. Then make your way outside. Then you want to jump onto the ring of obsidian. You want to come up 8 temporary blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You want to fall to the floor, or water bucket clutch if you can, and remove the first 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're left with 1 block at the top. You want to place a piston below this block, just like so. Then you want to get all the way on top of this block. You want to repeat the pattern of the obsidian ring, but with stone blocks in place. Don't include the middle one, just the ring on the outside. So you want to come out with another 4 blocks from here. Leave a gap, then another 4 blocks. Leave a gap, then another 4 blocks. And finally, once more, leave a gap, and then you guessed it, another 4 blocks. So you've made yourself a little identical ring above it. And once more, jump down to the bottom obsidian ring, and place pistons facing downwards along all of these stone blocks, just like I'm doing here. You'll have to jump to reach these, by the way. This looks really goofy. Gotta be done though. And there we go. You don't want to come a block down from one of your pistons. You want to keep that there, and then you want to make yourself to the ring above. Obviously, if you're in survival, that'll probably take a while longer than me just flying up here. But you want to place a stair on the back side of the block you just placed, like so. We can then remove that temporary block. You want to place a ring of stairs going all the way along the outside. Well, the inside technically. So something like this. It's very important that the corners are connected, by the way, since we're going to be filling this with water and you don't want the water to escape. So go all the way along the edges, just like I'm doing here. So it looks like this. You then place a block in the middle. You want to do the same thing, but this time going round that block. And then remove the block in the middle. So we've essentially made ourselves a little donut shape. And then what you have to do, you have to waterlog every single one of these stairs. If you're in creative, this is much easier, but if you're in survival and you only have a few buckets, you'll have to keep on going back and forth from up here to your infinite water source down there. But for me, it's as easy as just filling up every single one of these stairs. And this does 2 things. This provides water for the cobblestone to be generated, and it also protects the stairs from being exploded, since waterlogged things cannot be exploded by TNT. Then you want to jump up onto your obsidian ring once more, and this time you want to come out 2 temporary blocks from each side. So 2 here, 2 here, 2 there, and 2 there. So it kind of looks like this. Then make your way back up to the top again. You're going to place a block sticking out from every single one of your temporary blocks. Make sure that it's on the very bottom block. like that. Then come down to any sides. You want to extend this little extension we're making. That extends the entire length of your pistons. So, oh, I've fallen off, don't do that. So, in total 5 blocks. Then remove these temporary blocks. Come a block on each side. 2 blocks sticking out over here. 2 blocks sticking out over here. And then connect them with 3 blocks in the middle. So we've made ourselves a little funnel. It kind of looks like an ear if you look at it for long enough. But you want to do this to every single side. So same thing over here. Come out blocks. Block up either side. Remove the temporary blocks. 3 blocks in the middle connecting them. Come round once again. I'm on fly now since it's quite a bit quicker. And finally on this side. Obviously, if you're in survival, I suggest you pause the video and not try and keep up with me. But eventually, if I were to fly up, it should look something like this. You then get your 4 lava buckets out, get them all in your inventory. You then place 1 on each side in the middle. So 1 here, 1 here, 1 in the middle on this side, and finally 1 over here. And now if I were to look at it from the bottom, we have obsidian filling up. Not obsidian, cobblestone. That is awesome. So technically, we already have ourselves a cobblestone farm. Now we just need to automate it. You then want to come to the top again, and you want to pick yourself a corner. It could be any corner, just bear in mind it's going to be the corner that your lever's on. So let's say you want your lever to be on this corner, pick this corner. But for all the other corners that aren't been chosen, you want to fill them in with a solid block, just like that. And then on every single stone block on this top level, you want to run dust along it, going all the way around, just like so, apart from the corner that you chose. Then you want to come out 2 blocks to the right, like this, sticky piston facing left, like that. Destroy these 2 temporary blocks, and from the sticky piston you want to place an observer facing upwards, just like so. You then place a stone block right next to these pistons, come up 2 blocks, and remove this middle block, so that this observer can be pushed into this gap. You want to come up 2 blocks to the right of this sticky piston, just along both of them blocks, 2 more blocks here. Get yourself a repeater out, place a repeater going into, well, nothing at the minute, but set that to 1 for ticks. On the other side, place a repeater coming away from nothing, set that to 3 ticks. You then have to crouch, place a block in front of this 4-tick repeater, like so. Get yourself a torch out, and place a torch on the side of this, and believe it or not, that'll actually make all your cobblestone move down. So when we place this, and we fall down, you see that slowly, all our cobblestone will be pushed down until it can't be pushed down no more, since our ring is in the way. So, like that. Then, get yourself your lever out, and place it on this very corner block, and this is how you're going to turn it off and on. It's currently on right now, so you flick it, and now it's off. You then come to the top again, and place a dispenser on top of this stair, with blocks going around this hole, sealing it in so that when this dispenser dispenses TNT, the TNT goes straight down the hole and doesn't get stuck. Trust me, you don't want the TNT to get stuck. By the way, this dispenser is on the left side, or the side that you have your lever on. Then on top of this dispenser, you can place a comparator coming towards the front, or away from the back if you look at it like this. You then crouch and come round to the back of this comparator. You can place yourself a crafter so that it's facing the opposite direction that this comparator is facing. You then place a hopper going into this crafter, a crafter going into that hopper. If you look down, you can see the crafter's mouth is coming towards this hopper, and then a dropper going into that crafter. It's very important that you place it exactly like I am, so that this dropper is facing into that crafter. You can't really see it, but the dropper's mouth is going in towards it. You then place the block in front of this comparator, just on top of that block. Get yourself a 4-tick repeater out, place it on top of that block, block in front of the repeater, with just on top of that, like so. You then remove this block, get yourself a sticky piston and an observer out. You can place a sticky piston coming away from the dust, just like so. You can place a temporary block here. You just come down onto here. You want to place an observer coming away from that temporary block. It may be a little bit finicky to place, but it should look like this with the arrow pointing to the left. Then in front of this sticky piston, and place an observer facing towards you or the opposite direction this observer is facing. Then once more, come down to over here and place the solid block in front of that observer. Just like so. You then put 9 iron nuggets into this top dropper, like so. Crouch, put dust on top of that dropper, and basically what this system is here, this is a Crafty's Crafter counter. Yes, I have to say its full name. And basically we're using it to count when the TNT needs to be dispensed. That's it. But then you want to get yourself a hopper and chest out. Place the hopper going into this bottom dispenser, just like so. Double chest on top of this hopper, and this is where your TNT is going to go, but don't put it in yet. I'd much rather you wait and test it out first before you load it with TNT. If it goes badly, you don't want it to explode. But now it's testing time, so we can flick this lever, like so. And what should happen is that every so often, that comparator should turn on. So all you have to do is to wait. There we go, it's turned on, so TNT would have been dispensed. Then we wait a little bit. Turned on again. Perfect. So it should be doing that. Make sure that it's not flashing or anything like that. It should be one simple pulse every so often. Once you've made sure that it works, we can then turn it off. And now it's time for you to load the system with TNT. For now, I'm going to just give it a stack. Whatever you do, don't turn it on yet, since we have no item collection thing whatsoever. So for now, all you have to do is fill up every single one of these stairs with water. Very similar to how we did with the donut up there. This time we're just going around the edge, and what this will do is will funnel all the items into our storage. So it should look something like that. But now that you have this in place, we can finally turn it on for the first time, and it should start working. So eventually that comparator will turn on. That will dispense TNT any minute now. There we go, TNT's been dispensed. All we have to do is to wait for it to explode. Awesome. Then once it's exploded, it gets refilled. Then in a little bit, then TNT will come back. Let's see if I can make myself a window. There we go, let's shut that. There we go. And that right there is the farm working. Now yes, you will end up with some cobblestone on the ledge, but it gets pushed off as soon as the cobblestone gets back. So you're wasting absolutely no cobblestone with this farm whatsoever. And if we look down here in our storage system, we should see that we've already got items going into this double chest. We've already made over a double stack, like almost 2 stacks, wow. But anyways, that's the tutorial done. Any questions, let me know down in the comments or join the Discord. That is the best place to contact me. But that's all for me, and I'll see you all later. Have fun with new awesome automatic cobblestone. Bye.